My question to you is, do you think that this is potentially a model to save the movie theater? Is to test movies out on streaming, almost like do a reverse model where we're testing movies at home, and if the movies that do really great at home go to theaters. Do you think that's working, or do you think that's gonna just do more harm?
I think it is a very case-by-case basis, because I think, the only reason this is selling out is because it has another angle. I don't know if it would be selling out just predicated on the fact that we're putting the movie in theaters. I think theaters are still on the way out. I don't think... I'm not going to say they're beyond the point of saving, so I think... I don't know. It could very well be. What do you think? You think this is our ticket out, or is this just like we're still cooked?
I think this is my hot take, and this is a long thing that I'm working on a video. So if this is interesting to you, go subscribe. I don't think movie theaters are as cooked as we think they are, because if you look at the domestic box office from 2019 to 2020, there was an 80% drop because movie theaters were closed, like the beginning of the year. And we have slowly been climbing back up to what that 2019, let me pull up the number really quick. So 2019, the total gross for movie theaters was $11.3 billion.
In 2019?
In 2019,
okay.
$11 billion, which was a 4% decrease from 2018. So, like, that was low. 2020, $2 billion. That's an 81% decrease from where we've been. Now, every year after that, 2 billion, 4 million, 7 billion, 8 billion. And we're only going up. And so I think that if theaters were going to close, they would have done it by now. I don't know what else we could throw at a movie theater, the movie theater industry, that would cause a widespread blackout for movie theaters. What I do think is true, though, is if movie theaters don't learn how to adapt to a modern release like this, then they're gonna go extinct. Because there will always be an audience for people that want to go see Fantastic Four in theaters. There will always be people that want to see the Thunderbolts. There will always be families that want to go see the live action How to Train Your Dragon. Like, that is not going to be what keeps us... There will always be that to keep the movie theaters afloat. But I think that if more theaters don't widespread learn how to do, hey, Hamilton re-release, my local theater doesn't get that stuff. We have 2 theaters in town. One of them gets the stuff and the other one doesn't. The one that doesn't is way more likely to close because they have 8 theaters and they don't pull anything out of Fandango special events. And if they do, like Sketch, which is the new Angel Studios movie, which I think looks really great. Seth Worley, who's a great YouTuber, made that movie. Tony Hale is in it. It looks amazing. If I want to see that movie in the nice theater that only has 8, I have to go Monday at 1 p.m.
Yeah,
on
like
what
it's a really weird backwater. I was wondering if your theater got Demon Slayer at all.
So we have 2 theaters. The really nice theater, which has 8 theaters.
Is that the one we went and saw FNAF at?
Yes.
Okay.
And then the slightly less nice one that has 16. The 8 theater one, you know, on what planet can I go see a movie Monday at 1 p.m.? Like,
none,
you're shooting
you're
yourself in the foot. Right. So, and this is interesting. Danny McBride did an interview with a Hollywood Reporter recently, and I was researching this, where he lives in South Carolina. And they were like, so what do you think Hollywood gets wrong since you're outside of this? He was like, the movie theater experience is toast because these small towns have not gotten a new movie theater since 1995. So when you go to these big, like, bustling cities where they have these giant downtown AMCs that have, you know, 25 screens and 4DX and all the, like, crazy experiences, that is the minority of the movie theater experience. And so when you live in these small towns where most of America is actually, when you look at the map, you have these movie theaters that haven't been updated, and we haven't gotten a new one since the 90s. And so they're super outdated. The chairs are uncomfortable. The sound systems suck. But I have to go to the crappy theater to go support a small film like Sketch.
Right.
If I want to go watch Sketch at the less nice theater, I could pick any day at any time. They have them from 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. Any showing I want. And so it's kind of like, but the experience is worse and it's not in a great location. So it's kind of like movie theaters need to learn to be central third places in their communities, know what's going on in the film industry to pull movies like K-Pop Demon Hunter Sing Along. Show that. You have to show that. You have to show the Hamilton re-release. You have to show the anniversary Ghibli films. You have to do that to survive. And then once you do that and you create an actually good experience for your customers, because the experience is not justifying the price. The movie theater experience that is happening now does not justify $20 when I don't even know if the movie's going to be good. But here's the thing. If you start supporting the K-Pop Demon Hunters sing-along, that ticket's probably $20. But I know that what I'm getting into, and I know it's going to be worth my $20.
Right.
And so when when movies used to be consistently so good, we were justifying, even if the experience is just okay, I know the movie's going to be great. We're not at that point anymore. And so the movie theater experience by itself does not justify the price. Why would I go see a bad movie in a bad theater with a bad experience at a bad time for a really high price? 2 people to go see a movie in 2025 with no concessions is about $40 on a Friday night. That's horrific. Why would I go to the most expensive restaurant in town if I know it sucks? This is not how that works. And so I think that K-Pop Demon Hunters is hopefully this and the Hamilton thing and all this stuff is going to set a new expectation to where movie theaters cannot survive off of new movies by themselves. You need to pull these special events because that's what's actually pulling your communities together, because we don't have Endgame anymore. We don't have Infinity War anymore. We don't have
Star Wars anymore.
We don't have Star Wars anymore. I'm looking at the last, the top performing movie of 2014 was Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
The top performing movie of 2011 was Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. The highest grossing movie of 2017 was The Last Jedi. We don't have those movies anymore. Movie theaters can't survive off of just the movies. So if you want to survive as a movie theater, you need to be an intentional part of your community that is bringing people together through the special events. Otherwise, you might actually be toast.
Yeah, no, that's a good word. That's a mic drop right there. Well, the only thing I'll add is the experience never justifies the price, because I go into my local Regal, not great. They had a bed bug problem 4 years ago. So it's kind of tanked the reputation of that theater, even though they fixed it and they don't have that problem now. But I can't get anyone I know who lives here to go to that theater.
Right.
I'm I'll risk it. It's not worth the 30-minute drive to the mall.
Right.
But you go to the mall movie theater that's a little more central, more visited. Super nice. They got the nice seats.
So nice.
Some theaters have recliners. Why are recliners not a standard in movie theaters, by the way?
That is so true.
Anyway.
And we got to saw the Daft Punk movie there.
We did.
And the theater was full.
Yeah.
It was full. And we paid full price for those tickets.
Yeah, so it's
I don't even know. And we ate at the local Chili's. That's stimulating the local economy. That's the
right. So it's the theaters have to get better than just, these 15-year-old fresh out of high school kids who are
right.
shoveling your popcorn with their bare hands. You have to actually start hiring some decent people, or getting your employees that you currently have to actually work. They
right.
need to actually do stuff, because in the time we live in, everything is so expensive. Everything.
Right.
The Switch 2 is expensive. Movie theaters are expensive. Heck, food, groceries, like even just living is expensive.
Gas, just general things you need.
So people are being a
Necessities.
lot more selective with what their entertainment is. Like,
Right.
not everyone is like even as lucky as I am to have a Switch 2, to have, you know, a nice computer to work on. Like, I'm very blessed and
Right.
fortunate in that, but not everyone is. Like, and I know as like coming up as an adult, when I, you know, move out and get an apartment and stuff, like all that's going to drop because you
Right.
have necessities to pay for. So like,
Yeah.
you have to make it worth my while to give you $40 before concessions. And
To go
like,
to risk it on a movie, I don't even know if it's going to be good.
right. Like, and I think that's the thing is movie theaters is such a double risk now. Like back in, you know, mid 2010s, your average summer Pixar film, okay, the movie at the very least is
Sick.
going to be good, which means
Right.
that the risk of the theater is the only risk.
Right.
And, you know, it might be a 50-50 shot, but who's to say? Like,